one story about your dad. The bet involving your brother. Do you know the story I mean?
Yeah. Another way, my dad did great business.
Our upbringings are so similar. It's unbelievable.
Are you getting laid?
Matthew McConaughey doesn't just entertain, he makes it look easy. Whether he's cracking jokes or telling wild stories, these are the moments that remind us why he's.
All right.
Let's get right to it.
I mean, I hear you, man. But how are we giving ourselves too much credit?
Congratulations, you're the first guy to put bare feet on this desk.
Oh, yeah?
I want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you. Heels hanging over.
Matthew's got a wife and 3 kids, yet somehow the sexiest man alive ended up sharing a bed with another married couple.
Matthew know that he plays a special part in your life?
No, probably not.
Please, I play a special part in your life.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear this.
Still?
Well, I mean, my wife and I sleep with you almost every night.
Yes.
And every night there's an app called Calm. He has the most beautiful voice, and I turn it on, and I just hear, well, hello, everybody. It's me, Matthew McConaughey. I'm gonna tell you a bedtime story. And I just do this, oh. My wife, who's from Argentina, she always goes like, you have the man talking again. The man is talking in the bed again, man.
There are only so many activities we enjoy doing naked, and this next one is unconventional to say the
Yeah, I was at home.
Yeah, doing what?
In Austin, Texas. I was playing a little music, banging on some bongos.
What time of day was it?
2:37 in the a.m., so said the report.
Well, so the police come, they knock on the door, you let them in, what happened?
Well, no, they didn't really knock. They came on in, and I looked up and saw that familiar figure, and it's blue, and you go, oh, that's a cop. Oh, I'm gonna turn this down. And
Yeah.
Turned down and said, what the hell are you doing in here? And before I knew it, I was kind of cuffed and put against a wall.
And you were naked? Is that also part of the deal?
I was buck naked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most people wake up from a weird dream and move on with their day, but Matthew, he followed his literally.
One thing I appreciate about you is your ability to apply meaning to almost anything, including a wet dream. I once had a wet dream, right? Yeah. Where I'm being chased by knights and archers through a castle. What would you do with a sign like that? Like, do I need to get an atlas and go somewhere?
I think you might need to get a membership at Medieval Times. Sounds like you sleep pretty well over there.
Woody assumed working with his best friend would be easy. Turns out he wasn't working with his friend.
He's method. You know that?
What does that mean?
Well, okay, but whatever, dude. You know what I'm talking about. We were shooting that. He was Russ Cole. And I remember saying to you before we started filming, I'm like, dude, people are gonna expect to laugh with us, We gotta throw some jokes in here. And he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm waiting for him to say, yeah, you're totally no, not that. He just, yeah.
When 2 of Hollywood's most relaxed legends collaborate on a film, you can probably guess how that went.
What was the most notable thing Snoop did during your work time together?
He snooped me. There's a scene where I'm going to Snoop. I've got writer's block, and Snoop has the magic weed, right?
Uh-huh.
But I go to Snoop, and I go to the prop man to make sure I've got prop weed. Now, prop weed is not real weed. It's like crushed oregano and stuff. So we get in the scene. It's about a 6-minute scene, fast back and forth. All of a sudden, the end, he goes, yo, Moondog. And that's my character. He goes, that ain't prop weed. That's Snoop weed. I went, oh, you son of a gun. Now, the next 9 hours were a lot of fun, but I don't believe he used one word in the English language.
Turns out Snoop had plenty to say about it himself, and it's just what you'd expect from the dog.
You said I rapped a lot.
You rapped for 13 hours straight.
And I came back to work, I asked you, I said, man, I'm a little hazy on how last night went. How'd it go?
What'd I tell you?
Snoop says, oh, you was great, Moondog. You hit 4 in the park home runs.
Matthew's dad had a very specific vision for his exit from this world, and somehow he manifested it exact.
Your dad always said, I'm gonna go out, probably banging your mom,
He said, boys, when I go, I'm going to be making love to your mother.
And he did.
He called a shot.
Your dad knew how he was going to die, and he actually did it.
And he did.
Did he have a heart attack?
Had a
Banging your mom?
heart fibrillation, yeah. Paramedics are covering him, and all the neighbors are out in the street. And he's going out the garage down. So, you know, what's the sensible thing to do at 7 a.m. cover him?
Right.
My mom's out there, half naked, ripping the sheet off him. Get that sheet off of him. You're going to see how big Jim went out.
I hope he had a boner at that point.
I do too.
They say if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Matthew found out exactly what that means.
So I said, I'm not going to read this script, Scorpion Spring. I'm not even going to read the scene. Cut to, I'm on the set of Scorpion Spring. I'm about to shoot that scene. I grab the sides. I'm on my mark. We're about to say action. I have a peek. 1 page, 2 pages, 3 page, 4 page. Monologue. My guy. In Spanish. And I remember saying to no one in particular, can I get 12 minutes? Thinking that 12 minutes was not long enough to be an inconvenience to the crew, but maybe long enough to go learn a 4-page monologue in Spanish because, hey, I took a semester of Spanish in the 11th grade. Well, it was not long enough to learn 4 pages in Spanish, and I went back and did the scene. I've never watched it. I'm too embarrassed to, but I learned that day, you've got to prepare to have your freedom.
Actors chase iconic lines their whole careers. Matthew stumbled into his on the first day, and the rest is history.
I've been listening to this more live Doors album, and there's this in between 2 of the songs. Morrison goes, all right, all right, all right, all right. So right before we're about to go, I'm like, what is Wooderson? What is Wooderson about? What's he about? And I go, man, he's about 4 things: his car, he's about getting high, he's about rock and roll, and picking up chicks. And I go, I'm in my car, I'm high as a kite, I'm listening to rock and roll, action, and there's the chick. All right, all right, all right.
That's amazing.
3 out of 4.
While most people need full outfits to feel confident, Matthew is out here proving that charisma doesn't require fabric.
Do the thing about you road testing the kind of the posing pouch.
The posing pouch?
You walked around to make sure that it wasn't falling out of it.
No,
it was
what you had to
composed.
do, what I did do, which a lot of us did, is you put one of those on, and all of a sudden you find your body kind of gets a little inverted. I remember going, and I wasn't the only one that did this. You go, I have to walk out there amongst the crew and have small-time, normal conversations like, so how you doing? What did you have for lunch? Hey, did you see the game this weekend? I got to go out and try to have some small talk in this thong without flinching. And it was hard.
And
because I wasn't, but it was.
You said it now.
So you have to just, the first thing that comes to your mind, you say it, and then you hit this, okay?
Okay.
What's the weirdest thing you've done to make money?
It's also illegal. So I'm not telling.
Besides making love, showering, swimming, or playing bongos, what is something else you enjoy doing naked?
Cooking if we're not deep frying anything.
He learned early that some things aren't.
Does anyone call you Matthew? Matt, or is it always Matthew?
It's always been Matthew, for good reason.
Are you mad?
No, I'm not mad.
Okay.
Too. My mom was mad when I got called Matt. I was in kindergarten. My mom's kindergarten teacher. And my buddy John Griffith says, hey, Matt, want to go play in the monkey bars? And I ran out and said, yeah. And halfway to the monkey bars, I feel this hand on my shoulder. Whoop, bam, get slammed to the ground. I look up, it's my mother in my face, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to play in the monkey bars with John. She goes, who is? I said, I am. She goes, what's your name? I said, Matthew. She goes, don't you ever answer to Matt again. I named you Matthew from the Bible. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So.
Did you ever follow up with Matthew McConaughey? Have you ever heard this story?
No, what's the story? You move to an old Hollywood neighborhood, you'll see a celebrity in that neighborhood. And you go, why is that person here? Well, because they lived in that neighborhood before they made it. And that's where Matthew used to have his cars when he was broke. And one day I'm sitting upstairs with Ralphie, and he's like, you see this motherfucker out here? I'm like, who is it? He's like, Matthew McConaughey. And Ralphie would sit there in the afternoons and go, Matthew McConaughey, you suck. 15, 20 minutes. And after a while, Matthew McConaughey would throw his wrench down and go, who the fuck is saying that up there? And it was like a torture chamber for like 3 months every time he went back there. Matthew McConaughey, I'm not listening to you motherfuckers today. Leave me the fuck alone.
Matthew might be the coolest guy in Hollywood, but judging by his stories, his mom is the real legend of the family.
She is my biggest fan, but she also was very clear to take credit for all of.
Wow.
Every role I've ever played, Here's what she comes up after. She goes, Matthew, you did so good. I can tell where you got it from.
But also, she published a book.
Yes.
Can you remember what the name of the book was?
Oh, yes. It's called I Amaze Myself. Chapter 26. Guess what the title is? Some people deserve to be pissed on.
And speaking of bodily fluids, turns out they can actually come in handy, just never in the ways you'd imagine.
My dad's at a ranch one time with his friends, and they've been deer hunting all day, and it's late at night. They're sitting out in the bar and drinking and stuff, and so all of a sudden the subject comes up of how high everybody can pee, you know? My dad sees this old BMX bike, and we couldn't afford a BMX bike. Now, my middle brother had been wanting a BMX motorcycle, and Dad says, Jim, my son, he could pee over your head on the wall. And he goes, oh, there's no way he can do that. And he goes, yeah, you can. I'll bet you. I'll bet the motorbike on it. Pop gets in the car, drives an hour and a half back into town, wakes my 12-year-old brother up in his tiny white. It's 4 in the morning, and brings my brother into the barn. My dad says, go ahead, boy. By a foot. Put the CRX 100 in the back of the truck, got home, my brother's first motorcycle.
When you become famous, privacy is everything. But for Matthew's mom, let's just say she didn't get the memo.